Mahatma Gandhi, the father of the nation, one of the most important names synonymous with India's independence. Gandhi was born on October 2, 1869 at Porbandar in Gujarat. At the age of 19, he left home to pursue law studies in London. He later spent nearly 20 years in South Africa. Instances of racial discrimination at the hands of the whites disturbed him to the core. One such instance, when he was thrown out of a train because he refused to give his seat to a European passenger, proved to be a turning point in his life. This gave birth to the concept of Satyagraha, or passive resistance, a way of showing non-cooperation to the authorities. In India, his first Satyagraha was the Champaran movement in Bihar in 1917 for farmer rights against the cultivation of indigo. Later, his call for freedom transformed the independence struggle into a people's movement. At his behest, people began boycotting foreign goods and shifted to spinning and wearing khadi. This was also the beginning of the Swadeshi movement and was seen as a tool towards attaining self-reliance. Another major non-violent protest led by Mahatma Gandhi was the Dandi March, which started on the 22nd of March 1930 with 80 people initially. Thousands of people joined the march along the way, and it got transformed into a civil disobedience, or the Salt Satyagraha movement. This was a protest against the punitive salt tax, the stringent salt laws, and the British salt monopoly, which restricted the production and sale of salt by Indians. The Quit India movement, demanding an end to the British rule, was also led by Gandhi in 1942 and was the final nail in the coffin. Many peaceful protests, demonstrations, and their impact speak a lot about Gandhi's stature and his strong leadership. So much so that even today, after years of his death, his ideas and philosophy continue to guide us. His teachings continue to remain a source of inspiration for billions in India and across the globe. Mahatma Gandhi, a reformer and a revolutionary, a believer in non-violence, a crusader of truth and righteousness, a voice for the marginalized. The one who stood firmly against caste-based discrimination and campaigned intensively against untouchability. He coined the term Harijan, meaning the children of God, for the Dalits. Gandhi has left an indelible mark on mankind. His life is a lesson on core human values, one based on building resources and resilience, on inclusion, and on the welfare of people and the betterment of the society at large. What makes him special is the fact that he practiced what he preached. He lived by his words. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Most of his life was spent simultaneously fighting for independence and for social and human rights. In 2007, the United Nations declared October 2 as the International Day of Non-Violence in remembrance of Gandhi's philosophy of non-violence. As India celebrates the 151st birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi, let's remember one of the greatest Indians, pivotal to the shaping of New India.